Oh, I just got back from HMV and my cousin gave me a gift card. Thanks a lot, Raj. And I managed to get another one for my Criterion collection, which is Rosemary's Baby. This is number 630 in the Criterion collection, and it's a classic. It's a Roman Polanski film, of course, done in 1968, and it stars Mia Farrow, Ralph Bellamy, John Cassavetes, Ruth Gordon, and of course Maurice Evans, who many people know as Dr. Zaius from the Planet of the Apes film. Anyway, Mia Farrow was originally cast in this role because of her, at the time, her marriage to Frank Sinatra, and the fact that she was one of the stars of a series called Peyton Place, which was a very popular soap opera at the time. Mia Farrow, being a smaller, waif-like girl, made it really perfect for the character of Rosemary. Who comes out as a kind of a very put upon, very victimized character, which may not work with a lot of actresses, but it really works with Mia Farrow. And the pixie hairdo in 1968 really added to the fact that she looked young, and you wanted to protect her, you wanted to defend her, and you knew stuff was going on, and you knew that she was right, or you kind of felt that she was right. And this was an amazing film. Anyway, we're going to look at the disc, we'll look at the features, and then we'll talk about the film just a little bit more in the context that it takes in. Rosemary's Baby was done in 1968, and it is rumored that Roman Polanski did want to use Tate at the time. So let's open it up. I choose to get the DVD over the Blu-ray edition, just a personal preference. I wanted this one to go with my DVDs as opposed to my Blu-ray collection. There's a booklet. And I know that we have, in this, you get in the back, which is kind of neat, is R11, who wrote the original book. There's a sketch book of how he wanted to look. There's some of the outlines of basically his script. There's Stuck with Satan, R11 on the origins of Rosemary's Baby. Should be interesting to read. And it's a nice big article by Ed Parks called It's Alive. Rosemary's Baby was a fantastic film and a groundbreaker at the time. William Castle, who had long sought for respect as in the film industry, had kind of been the P.T. Barnum of the industry at the time. He did a lot of movies like Tingler with Vincent Price, where basically they shocked certain seats when a certain scene came on the screen, so that like the Tingler was loose in the theater. And he did 13 Ghosts, where he wore glasses, and with the glasses you could look at one side and see all the ghosts. You can look at the other side and see like only a few that wouldn't scare you so much. He did one movie where he had insurance if you died of fright. So he was pretty much a carnival barker for films. Well, it changed in 1968 when he produced this film for Roman Polanski. I was a really big William Castle fan, and I was really glad to see that later on he got to do something that really gave him the respect that he deserved. And I'm a fan of those cheesy carnival barker, 13 Ghosts type of films that William Castle did. On the feature side, this one is pretty stacked. There is a new restored digital transfer that is approved by the director Roman Polanski. There's some documentaries on there as well. Criterion always does great with that. There's a new documentary featuring interviews with Polanski, Mia Farrow, and Robert Evans. Robert Evans was also producer on that. I love Robert Evans. Interview with author R11 from 1997 broadcast of Leonard Lopat's public radio show New York and Company about his 1967 novel and its sequel, which was done 30 years later, called Son of Rosemary's Baby. Comida is a feature-length documentary on the life and work of jazz musician and composer Christoph Comida, who wrote the score for Rosemary's Baby. I'm not sure what that's like. I'm kind of interested. I love documentaries, and this is on like somebody that I'm not that familiar with, and I find that a lot of times they turn out to be the best kinds, the ones you don't expect. There's a booklet featuring an essay by critic Ed Park, which was mentioned on there before. Levin's afterword to the 2003 New American Library edition of his novel. Levin's rare and published character sketches, as I showed you there, of the woodhouses and floor plans of the apartment created in preparation for the novel. So this is a great film. It runs at 136 minutes. It's not a short film. You have to invest yourself into it and let yourself just go into the world. Rosemary's Baby, if you haven't seen it, is a film about a woman that marries an actor. He's kind of like played by John Cassavetes, and he's aspiring, kind of out of work actor. They move into this new apartment building, and they start to become friends with the older neighbors around them. And she starts to feel that something's amiss, something's gone wrong, and she can't quite put her finger on it, but she begins to have nightmares. And well, watch it. It is an occultish type film. There's a whole satanic aspect to this, and like other movies before, you're not quite sure at the beginning if she is insane or if this is really happening. But there's a great amount of foreboding that's done throughout the film, and I can't recommend this enough. This is probably, for me, this is one of Polanski's best. You might want to, if you're going to double feature it, it's not a movie, but if you're going to double feature with anything, I would say probably go with The Tenant, another Polanski film, which I have to pick up, by the way. I highly recommend this. If you don't have this in your collection, it's a Criterion film. We all know Criterion does amazing jobs. This is a great film. I highly recommend that you pick it up. And that's all for right now, and it's time for tea.